Quiet on the set.
Camera speed.
Sound production, take one.
Action!
It's like every time I watch Alien, I got nothing in front of me, by the way, guys. So we're just sitting down talking Alien. Whatever year it came out, whatever year, 1978, 1979, the late 70s was wild because you kind of get like Superman the movie, Star Wars, and Alien, and it's like this like fantasy science fiction trilogy trifecta. But every single time I watch Alien, I see something else. I just see the movie slightly different every single time. It's so similar to Ridley Scott's his other science fiction masterpiece, Blade Runner. Every time I watch Blade Runner, it's like you see it differently. And it's so weird. There's so few films that do that. And it doesn't mean like time passed and you're maybe a different person. I just mean the regular film goer, the true film buff, and that's what we do here on the Film Buff podcast. But the true individuals that have skin in the game because they have dedicated their lives in doing what we're doing here in the podcast. And in so, the audiences, you guys are doing it too. We don't watch all the same movies. That's kind of why we have a 2-movie-a-day policy that I'm hoping to solidify. Be on the lookout for the announcement episode. But Alien hits me in a different way every single time. This time, and I put it on. So we have this like Cape May birthday party weekend for someone. And we're just in Cape May, New Jersey, which in my view is the best of all the New Jersey beach towns. You just don't want to leave. Like you go and I'm there with my fiance and my extended family and I'm meeting new people and there's just this appreciation and joy that I have in just being in the room. Sometimes being in the room, I'm grateful. So I'm having this type of weekend. I come back from a day 2 in the sun, day 2 of drinking in the sun, day 2 of throwing the foot. I love throwing the football on the beach. I love chucking that thing and catching it. I'm like a dog, but I'm doing that with my brother-in-law, and I come back and Alien Earth, right? It's all over social media. It's dropping tonight. So we're bumping our 8:00 release, but we're doing Alien. So I come back and I put this movie on because I just feel like the run of stuff we were doing, the run of content, if you will, that we were leaning into Alien, the release of Alien Romulus, and we did like a whole Alien month. I purposely left this film out because I said at the time, everything that's been said has been said about Alien. So we did Alien Memory, which was this god-awful documentary. Don't even bother going to. If you want to hear me talk about it, just go to the episode. Listen to Peter, don't watch it. But I put this movie on, and we're ordering Chinese food. It's not even late, but we're just like exhausted. 2-hour drive to get back into Philly. But again, like euphoric from just really good back-to-back beach days, back-to-back good nights. There's this place called the Lobster House that we all like to go to on the way out. One of my extended family suggested that place, and he went with us. But like it's good that he's there. I'm not trying to say that. I'm just trying to paint the picture for you guys. But like everyone's there. Like everyone you kind of want to be there is at the Lobster House, and that's our send off. So again, like high on all of this, right? Come back, we put on Alien, and in my view, like this movie is so perfectly made, constructed. It's wild to me where just like the films around the same time, people like hold Jaws up, because you do have to compare this movie to Jaws. People hold Jaws up, and they were really able to sell that shark didn't work stick, and like that sells the movie, that caught fire in the press. But Alien kind of like, again, like it just comes out. I'm sure there's some glitches in the production, but it doesn't have this lure around it that Jaws has. But Alien, like, it literally caught on though. This Lovecraftian darker side, and I'm only saying Lovecraftian because that stupid Alien Memory documentary leaned in on that pretty heavily. But by Lovecraft, they're speaking of the unknown of space, the unknown of exploration of what you're moving into. So this movie begins with these interior shots of the Nostromo. And we see hallways and control rooms and living quarters, and it's just moving through everything we're about to see horror in. It's a amazing setup, and I'm watching this movie and I'm just saying to myself, I know there's two separate versions. There's like a special edition, but I'm thinking, like, is this in the special edition? Is this in the original? I don't quite remember the movie opening this way. And then we have like the pods, the canopies, like flip open. Watch, they shake a little at the top. I always look for that. And I'm just saying to myself, like, none of this exists. Like, everything I'm looking at was built. So, like, already, and I'm convinced it's all real. Like, we're already a step up on Jaws. But Jaws is like, again, as a human drama, it's there, but it echoes everything that's in Alien. So it comes like this tick for tat comparison. I'm not even putting Star Wars in there, because, again, like, the intent of Star Wars as a piece of entertainment is far different than Jaws and Alien. And I'm not speaking to compare like the Ridley Scott and Steven Spielberg, but we're trying to kind of introduce a way to think about this movie that's maybe not there yet, because we innovate here on the Film Buff podcast. And then the Nostromo computer turns on, and I love that reflection that it has on the space helmet. Again, like, we know what's going to happen with that space helmet. And I just saw like the opening minute of this movie as this prologue. Like, all the hints, all the scenes that are now legendary, they all get teased before the crew even wakes up. And then, yeah, the crew gets the transmission, and I love the debate that they have. They have to go to the signal. They have to go to it. It's kind of funny where I know they've retconned the intent of the evil corporation, but the evil corporation sending them to, like, bring back the creature, it would be like, bring back the creature as a, like, inside the ship by any means necessary, with or without the robot. If the robot survives, if the android survives, like, that's gotta be what the corporation says. I know they, like, later in Alien, they try and retcon to where they just wanted someone impregnated, and they wanted them frozen. They wanted them cryo frozen to move through, like, customs or move through the red tape. In Alien, it's a little bit more targeted, and it's a little bit more described or explained, and it works though. But in this one, it really, you kind of just want to take the retcon stuff out of it, and these were minors These were people trying to do one job, and they got called into another, and then essentially all hell breaks loose. End of story. I do feel like so much, and I didn't even know I was going to go here, but it takes away Prometheus, like all these other things, to where, like, why can't these individuals, the crew of the Nostromo, why can't they be the ones that discovered this, or the ones that discovered it to a point and brought it a little bit further? And then, the rest of the Alien movies continue to dissect and trying to get the creature, and that becomes the story. But they've gone backwards with that lore or mythology within the series, and that's fine. But it's increasingly difficult to watch this movie with a set of eyes that doesn't involve the other movies. We always talk about the incubation period that this movie establishes. I don't know. That's so nominal at this point, because I was just watching Big, and Big has a similar time frame problem where when does Josh Baskins when does the magic kick in for him? Because it seems to be overnight in the beginning, and it seems to be minutes at the end. Whatever. Moving on. Great movie. Another Steven Spielberg reference there, right? But yeah, and then just the spiral, the way that this movie spirals is literally James Cameron's template for Aliens. It's his template for The Abyss, where it just keeps getting worse and worse and worse and worse. Sigourney Weaver emerges into Hollywood with this movie. Tom Skerritt is one of the great space captains of all time. I'll get Tom Skerritt over Han Solo any day of the week. Dallas. But really, this viewing was the beginning of the movie, and how interesting the shot selection was. I was just blown away. All right, AKAPADers. Well, look. Tonight is Alien Earth Night, so be on the lookout. I'm going to try and bring you Alien Earth as we march along, because people are saying it's one of the great streaming drops. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that exciting? It drops tonight at 8 o'clock on Hulu, and I believe Disney Plus if you have the combo package. Another Ridley Scott masterpiece. Really. And you guys know I consider Ridley Scott, one of the two greatest living filmmakers of all time, the other being Woody Allen. That's my two-headed dragon. Love you guys. Rock and roll.
Okay, that's a wrap.